Hey folks, welcome back to episode 16 of Omnifactory. Last time we made some really good progress on the thermal foundation dusts, and we made mana powder, or mana dust, mana infused dust, and also its ingot in the blast furnace, and we also set up aluminum. And just about after our last episode, I also took the time and set these row of machines up, and ultimately this makes Signalum, which I also added to the blast furnace. I'll show you that. This also gives us a couple of other things, bismuth bronze primarily. We can blast furnace this, red steel, ardite, and annealed copper that's just for the dust in order to craft this Signalum. So yeah, this Signalum was quite the recipe. It took the destabilized clathrate that we set up last time, red alloy dust. I'm making this fresh in a crafter using the copper dust and redstone dust, annealed copper dust, and also ardite dust, which is red steel and blaze, and red steel is another whole lot of dusts together. It's sterling silver, bismuth bronze, steel and black steel. And black steel is like this. We made this before. And then bismuth bronze is zinc, copper, and bismuth. So yeah, that's what all of these do here. And yeah, ultimately this gives us Signalum, which I also added to the row of blast furnaces I have over here. So we set up aluminum last time, mana infused ingot last time, and then I added Signalum here. So it's basically just a copy of this one. This also takes the Primo Mana liquid along with the Signalum blend. And this recipe for Signalum is slightly faster than aluminum, so it's catching up, and eventually it will overtake that. But yeah, these two ingredients are going to be essential for the next tier of machines, which is at IV. I also added one or two more simulation chambers. I think I added another 2 Endermen and maybe another 3 Shulker, as I noticed that our resources were dropping a little bit. However, I also noticed that we're more or less using maximum power draw. If I request a machine or a craft or anything like that, this instantly shoots to maximum power. So we have to do something about that. And now that we have Signalum, we should probably invest a little bit at least into these Signalum upgrade kits. I believe this will double our power on these numismatic dynamos. So it will take it up to around 12,000 RF a tick, or 12,500 RF a tick each. However, that means that we are going to need some more shulker models, which I already added. The ratio for numismatic dynamos is 1.3 Signalum dynamos per shulker model. So I think we can upgrade all of these with the shulkers that I have. I might have to double check that, but either way, we can't afford to upgrade them all. So I've put in the recipe for a few of these upgrade kits. Let's see if we can make 4 just now. Oh yeah, that's no problem. It's only 18. I don't want to burn through all of this yet, but obviously we need to upgrade a few of them. And yeah, I don't think I showed this, but I also made the compactor with the gear working die. We can now make this because of the mana infused ingots. And I have that set up over here just for on-demand crafts. And it's just hooked up to a interface here with a pattern. This is I think this is the only way you can make these gears, and a couple of the other gem gears take this specific compactor rather than the GregTech machines. So yeah, we can add augments to this to speed it up, but it's not too bad actually. It's pretty cheap at 50 RF a tick. Alright, that's 4 of them crafted already, and that's the quest. And this should give us more room for fuel catalyzers as well, so let's just upgrade 4 of them for now. Yeah, as you can see, it went up to 12,500 RF a tick. And wow, this is already at 10,000 usage. Maybe it's just filling conduit buffers? I hope so. Yeah, the power's going down. It must just be filling some buffers up. So with a quick fix on our power there, that's going to be... We'll keep upgrading them as we need them, but right now we basically just have to wait on Signalum and aluminum, which is going to take a while, so we should probably circle back and do some of the things we missed. So this cryogenic air distillation tower, I've been talking about this for a couple of episodes now. I think it's about time we set this up. I think these will be the last components we need. I have everything else in my inventory, I believe. And this should give us the quest. No? Oh, missing a fluid output hatch. Alright, this should be the last components, and that should be the quest. Yes, it is. Let's actually sleep to get rid of this rain. Alright, so as the quest mentions, we're going to need to freeze air in a vacuum freezer. So I'll build a separate one to the one I already have. We'll keep this one just for the ingots, the hot ingots, and I'll build a fresh one here. And actually I think we might need more than one, but for now I'll just stick with one. And then once we have liquid air, we're going to put it into the cryogenic air distillation tower. That's going to give us nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and noble gases. And then we're going to build a second air distillation tower that will turn the noble gases into argon, neon gas, helium, krypton gas and xenon gas. All of these are pretty much essential for late game, but right now we're after the argon primarily in order to get glowstone doped boules. And this can make us the next tier of circuit as well as the power IC wafer. Actually, this doesn't make the next tier of circuit, it just makes cheaper wafers. But either way, we're going to have to set this up, so yeah, let's do it. And also we get the quest. So we'll start with our vacuum freezer. Alright, so there's the vacuum freezer. We'll need to get some air into this, so I think I have a spare air collector. Yeah, I don't know if this will be fast enough though. Let's see, 4,000 every 20 ticks. Let's just find out. Maybe let's not find out. Yeah, I forgot that was only HV. Alright, well, we'll need another air collector. Alright, there's a fresh one at EV tier. This is EV, so no explosions this time. Thank you. Yeah, so our vacuum freezer is running. This will give us liquid air. And then we put our liquid air into the cryogenic air distillation tower. So let's build one of these. And this is a slightly bigger multi-block. Yeah, this is 6x6 I think. So yeah, we'll need to move it forward a bit. It's a bit of an awkward size. Let's see, will it fit here? Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit of an awkward size, but I mean, it'll just have to do here. So the quest mentioned it needs an HV fluid input hatch, so we'll put that directly next to this one. And I guess we can buffer it into a tank or a drum. Just like that. And that will automatically pull it from the output, buffer into the drum, and then pull into the input hatch. And then I'll build this around it. Alright, there's the first one built. And this is a big multi-block. This took a lot of casings. These frostproofs take aluminium, and these solid steels take just regular steel. It was something like nearly 200 blocks of steel just to make this tower. But yeah, this has already given us nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and our noble gases. We are then going to output the buffers into quantum tanks. We'll just put those here like this. And the tanks have now filled up, which emptied the output buffers, or the output hatches, caused this to run again. But as you can see, this is not running at 100% uptime, because just the one freezer isn't quite quick enough to fully saturate this. Yeah, now that we're getting noble gases, this is the most important output of this. The other things are nice to have. We can use these elsewhere if we put fluid storage buses on there. And I'll hook those up in a second. But first I want to set up the noble gas cryogenic distillation. So let's just build a second one. And done. That's the second one built. I was short on some frostproof machine casings there. Had to make some more. Actually quite a bit more, but yeah, we got it done. So now the input for this is going to be noble gases. That's going to go in this hatch here. So let's hook that up. Do we want to do it like this? Yeah, I guess we can do it like this. We can insert here. That's going to fill with noble gases. We probably didn't need a quantum tank here, to be honest. It's not like we're going to keep noble gases for anything else other than this. So yeah, let's actually reclaim this, because we're going to need 5 on the outputs. And we'll just use a steel drum instead, just to pass the liquid through. Alright, let's hook up the outputs. So I think I'll just do the same on this one. I'll put them all into quantum tanks, and then we'll process them later on. Alright, I waited for just a little bit here. This should start making its first batch now. I think it takes 52 buckets, or it's 53 buckets. Yeah, this took quite a while to get to 53 buckets. Anytime now? Yeah, there we go. Now it's running. I also, just to speed it up a little bit, I overclocked this to IV tier. So I added another EV energy input bus. It's just in the middle slot down there. But still, this takes quite a while. It's a couple of minutes for this to run actually. Just to build up enough noble gases. But I wanted to wait for it to reach one cycle so I could put these in order. Even though I'm still going to filter them, I wanted these in order. So, and while I was waiting, I also added a fluid trash to this with a blacklist on noble gases, since we'll never ever void the noble gases. But I want to void the excess of this if we ever happen to reach, what is it, 640,000 buckets or 64,000 buckets. Yeah, that's probably never going to happen, but yeah, just in case. So have you finished yet? Yes, you have. So we get argon, neon gas, helium, krypton, and xenon. Let me filter these for these quantum tanks. And with these set up, let's now add our fluid storage buses. I did pre-craft some of these. Yeah, I have 12. So let's add some storage buses on here. I guess we only need the 3. We don't need to storage bus the noble gases. And we'll set these to lower priority as well. And partition each one. And don't forget to plug it in. Alright, so by setting lower priority on these will be used first. And then the other systems that we have set up for nitrogen and oxygen can just they can remain as they are basically, and we'll just have excess supply of carbon dioxide and oxygen and nitrogen. And I guess we'll also plug in the argon for now as well. These other ones, by the way, yeah, if we check the uses for the other liquids that we get from these noble gases, for example, this xenon gas is used way down the line, and this is like a UV recipe, so this is ages away, so we don't really need to bother processing that right now. Same with the krypton. This is going to be a while away. Helium will need a little bit sooner, I think, for these crystal chips and osmiridium, but still it's a little while. These are well, actually they're EV recipes. But yeah, this requires iridium and things like that. So the neon gas, same with this. This is just basically used for motive omnium. Right now though, we're going to process our argon into glowstone nodules. So I'll set up a blast furnace, I think, next for this. But first let's plug this in. So I think I'll just add another blast furnace on next to our tungsten carbide for the silicon. And let's just actually double check they can go here. Yeah, HV and 2700. And these are 3600. So yeah, we have no problem putting them here. And I'll use some more nichrome coils. So it's just the same configuration as before. Input in the front, output on the back. And we'll need to extract on blue. Insert on brown. With a limited item filter this time, and we'll have to use a LV input bus since we're going to have 2 inputs for this. It's going to be a stack of silicon and 8 glowstone. Then we'll put a fluid interface here with argon inside. Actually, I need to grab a bucket of that. That might even be a quest. Is it? Yes, it is. Nice. So we can filter this fluid input hatch and plug it in. And we'll add our inputs to this interface here. Glowstone and silicon. So this should be filling up. Yep. And we just have to plug in our fluid hatch, or fluid interface. And our blast furnace is on. Wow, this is actually quite slow. I didn't actually check the time on this. 150 seconds, is that really going to be fast enough? I mean, I suppose this cuts into 32 at a time, so yeah, this should be plenty. And I'm only running this at HV as well. I'll leave it as is for now. We'll put a usual level emitter and storage monitor on there. And the first recipe just finished here. This should be a quest. That took a while there, but yeah, that popped the quest. We can put our storage monitor on. And our level emitter. I don't really know what to set this to. I'll probably just set it to 100. I don't want too many of these. I don't know, it's hard to say. I'll probably end up adjusting that. Alright, with those systems set up, it's now the next morning here. I've been letting this world run a bit and just building up some more Signalum and Lumium. We're currently at 365 Lumium and 389 Signalum. So the next step I'd like to get is ore processing. I've really wanted to get that. That's going to allow us to get some unique resources more easily in order to upgrade our circuits, things like that. And these N-steel energy conduits only output 32,000 RF a tick, which is not enough for IV tier. IV is going to require at least 131,000, so I think it's about time we upgrade our energy conduits first, so that we can power the new setups. However, once we start upgrading one conduit, we're going to have to upgrade them all. So, because the previous tier doesn't connect to the next tier of conduit. And the next tier of conduit is aluminum, which does output 131,000. But if we're going to do aluminum, we might as well go straight to Signalum, and that'll give us 524, and that means we don't have to upgrade them twice. I think we were going to have enough Signalum and aluminum to upgrade our conduits. I hope so anyway. There is a way we can check using this conduit probe. If we take conduit storage, so it's the one below the energy network number, we take that and divide it by 32,768, that should give us our conduit number, the amount we need to upgrade. And I hope I got the right number, but the calculator came out to 390 conduits. So let's encode actually the Signalum conduits, and let's see if we can craft 390. So it's N-steel in the assembler. We might as well do these 32 at a time. So that's aluminum, and then up to Signalum, uses Signalum wire. I think I'll have to encode the wire recipe as well. So there's Signalum, and then the wires in the wire mill. We'll do these just stack at a time. I think I'll need the aluminum wire as well. Yeah. So the wires go in the wire mill array, and these will go in the conduits. Yeah, we'll do it like this for now. So let's see if we can actually request these conduits. I'll put these in, I might as well. So, Signalum conduits, let's just go for 400 because we're going to need some excess. That's going to require 2 stacks of Signalum and 32 aluminum. That's quite a bit. It looks like we have everything for it. So let's just do it. We're going to have to do this eventually. And it's just going to eat through our aluminum. But has to be done, so yeah, we're putting our wire mills to good use here. At least we have 8 on the job. This would be way worse if it was just the 1. Looks like the crafting is finished. We got our 400 odd conduits. Time to start swapping them out. This is going to be a whole lot of clicking. So I'll just show you what I'm going to have to do for all of these. And I don't think there's an easier way to do this other than clicking every single conduit. Which is why I want to minimize this and just jump straight to Signalum. So I'm going to finish upgrading these, and then we'll come back and look at the start of ore processing. Oh, okay, that didn't take too long. I think I got all the conduits. I've just been scanning along here just to make sure I didn't miss anything. It's likely I probably have though. And we'll soon find out once something stops working. These are intentionally disconnected. We have like plenty of oil. I was just trying to save some power. But yeah, this DML setup took quite a while to rearrange. Oh wait, hold on, I missed some conduits here. There we go, so these should now, yeah, they've got power now. So the way I had this before, I had energy conduits like on the bottom, on the middle, and on the top row. So I removed the middle row, and we're just going to use the bottom and the top row. And I think I got all them all here. I had to go all the way under this tree farm as well. I think this is, yeah, this is power. That was missing some energy, so yeah, that was a bit awkward to get. And then I got all these ones. These conduits, by the way, I like the way they look, but I still prefer the end steel, I think. The white, I think these look better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still prefer the white ones. And the number was correct of 390. I've got a little bit of excess, but I did craft a little bit of excess, and I saved a conduit or 2 on this DML setup. And we're now up to 202 million in conduit storage. Well, that's the maximum. We're at 119 million right now. Alright, and with that, let's start looking into ore processing. So let's think about where we want to put this. We could put it here next to our oil rig. Or we could expand this way. Or, I kind of want to keep this row for the next tier of machines. For the IV line, and that'll be like along here. I want to keep ore processing separate. Alright, so I think I've decided I want to put ore processing on this side of the base. We will keep this way for some more processing arrays or more arrays, and then eventually upgrade these to processing arrays, the GregTech multi-block. And I think we'll start ore processing over this side. So we'll expand this way and we'll build like out this way and then to the right hand side. So let's start off with a decent amount of space, maybe 6 tiles. Or 8 tiles, I mean. Like 4 chunks. And we can expand that if we need it. Actually, let's go 2 more. We've already got some mobs. I threw some feral flare lanterns down there, but it looks like I was too late. Wait, where did my base go? Where did this part of the platform go? I must have hit it undo at some point. Let me fix this. Okay, so I was trying to decide what we should do next in order to get ore processing. So for the IV machines, we need tier 5 circuits. Wait, that's the assembly machine. If you look at like the macerator for IV tier, which is the Blendomatic, this takes tier 5 circuits. And if you look into the quest book here, you can see the progression for tier 5 circuits. Oh, this is a tier 4. This is the second tier 5 circuit, which I encoded the recipe for. This takes tungsten steel plates, which we now have, aluminum wire, which we now have, the nano processors, RAM, SMDs, and the fiber reinforced boards. So we can do this. This is just a bit, I don't know, it's a bit expensive. So I was thinking maybe we go up to the third tier 5. However, the third tier 5 requires qubit CPUs. And these qubits, there's 2 ways to make this. We can either do quantumize and gallium arsenide, or we can do radon and indium gallium phosphide. Of these 2 recipes, this one at the bottom is the cheapest. Although it does require a bit of setup, because in order to get radon, we have to electrolyze radium salt. We have about 1,000 of this salt from microminers, so that's not really an issue. These nano CPUs, we make these already. However, this indium gallium phosphide dust requires indium, gallium, and phosphorus, and we really don't have that much of this stuff. The gallium, I think I have maybe a stack and a half of gallium dust, and same with the phosphorus. And this indium is quite a process to get. We have to get tiny dusts, which are only available by combining aluminium and indium concentrate. And this is purified sphalerite and galena. Basically, you have to ore wash this and combine it with sulfuric acid, and that gives you indium concentrate, and then you combine that with aluminium, and we get our tiny piles of indium. So this is a fairly involved process, and I mean, it is necessary. We're going to have to do it either way, but I'm just trying to decide if I want to do ore processing with the nano processor arrays, or try to scrounge up enough ingredients to get enough indium gallium phosphide to get these cheaper tier 5 circuits to make the Blendomatics. I guess what I could do is have a mixture of HV and IV machines, or even EV machines, for ore processing, and then upgrade them later, just to get a little bit going, and then we'll set up the cheaper circuits and then upgrade. I'm honestly not sure what the best route to take here is. If anyone does know, let me know. If anyone has any advice for this situation, let me know. But I think I just checked the time on the episode here. I think we're going to finish it off here. We'll come back next time and we will start our ore processing. It's just going to take me a little bit to try and figure out how exactly we want to do it. But yeah, that'll allow time for these blast furnaces to keep running. So yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon for some more Omnifactory.